Okay, so when I first started my online business about 4 years ago, everybody was talking about SMMA. And they were saying the SMMA model, social media marketing agency, is the best business model to start. The way that worked was basically you learn how to run Facebook ads, which was like relatively simple. The style of advertising that you were doing on Facebook was pretty simple. So you'd learn that, you'd learn a couple other complementary skills, and then you'd go over to local businesses, say like your HVAC business or a real estate agent or a roofer or a plumber, and you'd be like, hey, you need more customers. I know how to do this Facebook advertising thing. I'll run your ads. All you have to do is pay me 2, 3, 4 grand a month and we'll get you more customers. And then that's how that worked. So the idea was to really scale that business. You stack on a bunch of clients, you get 10, 20, 100, 200 clients, and then you're making, multiple tens of thousands or multiple 6 figures per month. And I did this with basketball trainers. So my first kind of successful business, I was working with local basketball trainers that needed new customers, and I would run their Facebook ads. I would set up Go High Level for them. And that's how I made my first $100,000. At my peak with that business, I was making like 15 to 20K a month. So it was never anything crazy, but that was like a good way to get my foot in the door in this whole online business space. And I was thinking about this today. If I were to start all over from scratch, where would I start? Because there's a lot of opportunities right now. There's as many opportunities as there's ever been. You could start with something like TikTok Shop, affiliate. You could start with sales, which genuinely I think those two are probably the quickest routes to putting money in your pocket. Especially TikTok Shop affiliate. Like that's just a crazy business model right now. But I do think the agency business model still sets you up for success more so than any other business, like long-term lasting success, because it forces you to learn a lot of skills. So if we go back to my story a little bit, I was working with the basketball trainers that were all just like local business owners, and then I built a bit of a personal brand for myself in the basketball training community. And because of that, I was able to start working with a lot of the guys who had hundreds of thousands of followers on social media, and they were selling online courses. They were selling online coaching and apps and stuff like that. So I started working with them, and then I started learning about all of this online course money. Like, if you haven't really been in the online course money space for a bit, once you see it, it's like taking the fucking red pill. You're like, holy shit, these businesses just print money. Like somebody makes content, somebody's the face of it, and this is just not just for basketball, but for this example. So I started working with these guys who had these big audiences. They were selling courses, and I was using all of the skills that I had learned in building my traditional SMMA to now apply this into a different field. So I was working with these guys, and I was writing all their copy, I was writing all their emails, I was running their ads, I was building their funnels, and like these are honestly skills that like there is no other way to learn other than learning them on the fly. Like you have to just kind of go and get some clients, like understand the basics, go get clients, and then it becomes almost where it's almost like school. Like if you have a test in school, you can spend the night before studying, and then you go and you get a decent grade on that test. Business becomes the same way. It's like, oh, I need to learn a new skill for my business. I can spend an afternoon learning this skill. It doesn't have to be 6 months where I'm learning copywriting or 6 months where I'm learning funnel building. It can be like, okay, I understand the foundational principles of how this business operates. And now anytime I need to learn something new, I can just go spend a couple hours and then boom, it's like magic. You just add it to your toolbox. So I started working with the guys that were selling online basketball courses, and I started to get really good results for them. So I was like, this translates to anybody that has an audience and is selling coaching and courses online. And that's when I started working with like your typical make money online style guru. And that's where the fucking money is, to be quite frank with you. The people who are selling courses and coaching about how to make money online, you don't understand how much money these people are making. Like my smallest client now, bare minimum, is making at least $100,000 a month. And like that's the guppies. My biggest clients have been making $500,000 to $700,000 a month, all organically. And by organic, that means just through their personal brand. So no ad spend. They are not spending $1 on advertising. They pay a content team, they make a lot of content, they get a lot of eyeballs, and they make a lot of money. So in this video, my main goal is to just very candidly talk about that side of it. How does a course business actually operate, and then what is my role and how am I making money operating other people's course businesses? So, like I said, you're always going to start off with the face of everything. You got the personal brand, who is typically going to be making educational content about whatever they're an expert on. So like you can take your typical drop shipping guy, you can take a real estate guy, you can take your copywriting coaching, your sales coaching, your TikTok shop affiliate coaching, and you're gonna have one person who's talking about that thing. They're showing you that they are a credible source of information. And they're making long form content like this on YouTube, they're probably making TikTok content, they're probably making Instagram content. And when you do this and you're decent at speaking on camera, you build an audience. And you build an audience of people who see you as someone who is credible, who see that you are an authority in your space, and they're like, holy shit, I want to learn from this guy. This person's taught me so much for free. Please take my money. So once you have the audience, it's like, why would I not build an offer that these people can benefit from? Because if they don't buy from me, they're gonna buy from somebody else anyway. So typically what that looks like is it's gonna be a high ticket offer anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 plus. And you might be thinking that's like a fuck ton of money. How could anybody be charging that much money for coaching? What is this offer? So first, you're gonna have your course content, which is just gonna be your standard video course that's educating your customers more about how the actual business model works, what the skills that they need are. Any little technical things, any setup things, like that's where you get really detailed, and those are the problems that you can solve one time that apply to everybody. So for example, if I were trying to teach you how to play basketball, there's gonna be the beginner steps that everybody gets messed up on, that everybody like goes through the same process in the beginning. Like there's a foundation that just needs to be built before you move on. So instead of having to teach everybody one-on-one and show you, okay, here's how you dribble with your right hand, here's how you dribble with your left hand, here are the drills, it's like just record a video course, make everybody go through that video course, and now they're a hell of a lot better than they were before. Outside of the video course, the next element to what these coaching programs are gonna look like is gonna be the hands-on support. So typically, you're gonna have the face of everything who's running a weekly coaching call, maybe they're doing some one-on-one, but it's just access to the guy that they bought the program from. And then once they scale, once they have lots of members inside of the community, then you're gonna have coaches, you're gonna have dedicated accountability coaches and more support, more people involved that are making sure that you are getting a good result as the customer. And you might be thinking, okay, that sounds cool, but how the fuck can you charge $5,000, $10,000 for that? It's because somebody will go through that program and become a millionaire because of the actions that they took. Like when I first started, I bought a $5,000 course. I had $8,000 in my bank account, and the coaching program that I bought was good, but it wasn't even, it was just the fact that I invested in myself, and then I had the accountability, I had to show up to these coaching calls weekly. Like once I did that, that changed the rest of my life. That changed the trajectory that I was going in. So that will do that for some of the people that join the program. Obviously, it will always be up to you to find your own success, but would you spend $5,000 if there's a 20% chance that you're gonna turn that 5K into 100K or $1 million? I'm taking that bet. I don't know about you, but I like risk. So like, that's how you can justify these high prices, because if it is a genuine good program, it can completely change your life. So now that you understand how the fulfillment side of this business works, you might be able to see like, oh wow, this is relatively simple. There needs to be one person who's making content. They get a lot of people into this funnel, into this ecosystem, and then people buy the thing, they buy the program, and then the fulfillment gets delivered, and everybody makes money, everybody's happy. And the cool thing about this business model is it pretty much is that simple. It's just get attention, sell them something. Where I come in, and the way I make my money, is by helping them sell more of the thing, more of the program. So when somebody builds this big audience, like think about your typical influencer, your typical real estate guru. Let's say somebody has like a long career in real estate, and then they get on social media and they start talking about how to become an agent, and they start talking about how to flip your first property or wholesale real estate. They know that niche really well and they know how to make content, but they don't know how to set up a sales funnel. They don't know what a typical sales call looks like to sell coaching. They don't know how to write emails to get people to click their link and join the program. That's where I come in. So it's like, this is still a marketing agency. People have thrown this fucking growth operator word on it. They call it a growth partner. They call it whatever, like IPGA. We're like, what the fuck is an IPGA? Like that sounds like a golf tournament. Like, oh, we're gonna go to the, anyway, it doesn't even make sense. So it's a marketing agency. I run a marketing agency. Anybody that you hear that's throwing around those terms, it's simply a marketing agency. And here's why I think this is still one of the best long-term business models. And it's because it forces you to adapt and learn a lot of skills. Basically what I do is I partner up with the person who has an audience, and I'll typically charge anywhere from 10 to 15K up front. That's gonna be for the initial build out. So I'm gonna build a lot of the assets that we're gonna be using, like the funnel, the emails, the sales team consulting, anything else that needs to be done is gonna happen in that initial 2 weeks. So that's why there's gonna be the upfront chunk of capital. And then on top of that, I'm gonna charge somewhere between 10 and 20% of the revenue that we generate for them. The exact number is gonna depend on that deal and exactly what we're doing. So if I just have a 10% rev share, what that looks like is if I make somebody $100,000, they pay me $10,000. And the reason I like this model, and the reason I think it's more scalable than the original SMMA, is because I can have clients that pay me $10, $20, $30, even $50,000 in a single month. That's happened. Versus if I were just trying to stack $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000 a month retainers, it's doable, but it becomes a battle on the fulfillment side. It's like, oh shit, like if we want to scale, we have to sign dozens of clients. And if we sign dozens of clients, the team has to get really big. We have to communicate with all these people, and there's going to be more churn, and the product's going to be worse. And it can become a headache. Not to say that you can't scale with that business model, but it can be. So that's why I've liked this style a lot more. You know, I have 5 to 10 clients at a time. Most of them are my fucking homies. Like most of my clients, I talk to them the way I'm talking to you right now on the camera. I don't have to pretend like I'm somebody I'm not, or like talk to roofers or plumbers all day. So all of this being said, when you really think about this, it makes sense. Like odds are you scroll through TikTok and you see all of these people who are talking about, oh, here's how you make money online doing this. Here's how you make money online doing that. All of those people are selling you a fucking course. And you can be one of the people in the comments that's like, no, you sell a course, you're so evil, blah, blah, blah. Or you can be somebody who is like, oh wait, they're all selling courses. They all need help selling courses. That means that there's a lot of money in selling information. And granted, there are bad course sellers. There are people that are just selling shitty information and they shouldn't be doing it. And that sucks, that's shitty, but that's karma. Like karma's gonna get them at some point. They're gonna end up ugly or fat, or like they're gonna have a wife that hates them. So you don't have to worry about the people that are selling scam courses. Let's just talk about the good ones here. You can look at them and be like, oh shit, I can help them. There is money there. If I just learn some complementary skills, you know, they're selling this program. If I can come in and help them make more money, then they will give me a percentage of it. That's what I do. That's how I've made the majority of my money, and it has also made me incredibly skilled. It has also put me in a position where I know that I could never go broke, because I can literally just spawn money. I have too many skills. I have my personal brand. Anytime I need money, like I could lose everything, and all I would have to do is send a bunch of messages to people on Instagram who are selling courses, and I could be like, yo, I can help you do this, this, and this, and then I'd close them and get paid. And boom, just like that, I spawned money out of thin air. Developing real skills like this is what gives you this safety net and this ability to just be a money spawner. I want you to be a money spawner. Doesn't that sound fucking sick? So again, if you're trying to build a business in 2024, you have plenty of options, and there's plenty of easier options, I think, than doing what I do. But I do think this business model sets you up long term, and it's really scalable. There's basically no ceiling on your income. I've been making anywhere from 80 to 120K a month from this business for over a year now. So if you want to start an info product marketing agency, or you're somebody who sells info products yourself, I've got some stuff in the description that you should go and check out because I can help you get a lot richer. All that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe, comment, share this with your grandma. Peace.